Hello, this screencast will show you how to access and navigate our JT Learn site for English 3. So first of all, we are at the JT Learn homepage. Um, as you know, on your homepage you'll be able to see all of your classes and you'll be able to see our English 3 page. However, this is not the page that we are going to be using for this class. You're going to want to look down into your learning spaces and you'll notice one that says English 3 2015-2016. This is our JT Learn site. So you'll click on that to get to our JT Learn site. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to walk you through the different elements of this site so you know where to find what you need and all that good stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about are just the navigation bars. So you'll notice a navigation bar along the top. This you should be pretty familiar with at this point. This navigation bar is the same as it's been forever since you've been using JT Learn. But some important things to know, I suppose. You can click on JT Learn Home to get back to the home page so you can see all of your courses. However, I have included the class schedule on our JT site for English 3, so you don't necessarily have to do that. Also, this link right here, school websites, will allow you to get to our West Campus site pretty quickly. And then student resources, this helps you access your student email right here. This link will take you to the library so you can get to the databases. Career Cruising is here, Home Access Center, online testing once it comes time to do that during finals, student handbook, help desk, all that kind of good stuff. And then my ICP, which we'll talk more about throughout the year. Okay, so that's the horizontal navigation bar. Then going vertically down the left-hand side is the navigation bar for this JT Learn site. So we'll talk about all these different links as we work our way through this screencast. Okay, so the first thing that I'd like to talk about is the calendar. The calendar, if you were to read along with me here, it says the calendar includes the unit lessons, which include a checklist of work for each week. So this is the way that our work is going to be organized in this class. You'll know at the start of each week exactly what you're responsible for completing by the time the week is over. These unit lessons will be posted to the calendar on Sundays. So let's take a quick peek at that before we look at the rest of the calendar. Alright, so if we go to Sunday the 23rd, you'll notice it says Lesson 1.1. If we click on this, it'll take us to a link for this week's lesson. So the first number indicates the unit, so we're in Unit 1. The second number indicates the lesson number for that unit. So this is the first lesson for Unit 1. We click on this link. It will take us somewhere. Alright, so this is your your checklist for next week. It includes all of the different tasks that you need to complete, and there will also be hyperlinks embedded within this document that will help you access the different materials that you need in order to complete all of these tasks. Okay, the other thing that is included in the calendar are class activities, so essentially what we're doing in class each day, due dates for assignments, and meeting locations if we're not meeting in the classroom. So let's take a quick peek at yesterday. Alright, so yesterday is the day that we went through our syllabus. And you'll notice that attached here is the agenda. So this is the agenda that we start class with, and you'll notice that there is a hyperlink. If I was to click on this, it would take me to our syllabus. So this is really helpful for if you happen to be absent. You'll know exactly what we covered, and any material that you missed will be hyperlinked, so you can get the documents or videos or whatever you need that you happen to miss. Now you'll also notice that there are going to be some days where there will be a little bit more information listed on the calendar. So let's click here, split day. So we'll learn more about split days as we go, but split days are essentially days where the class is going to be divided into groups, typically 2. So I might include on the calendar a description of what's happening that day if we're going to be broken up into groups, so you know ahead of time what your particular task or activity is going to be for that day. Okay, now you'll also notice that due dates are included on the calendar, and due dates are always in all capital letters. So you'll see here that your introduction letter to me is due next week on Friday. So that's it for the calendar. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about are the document libraries. Now right now, since we're in Unit 1, there's only one document library for everything that you will need for the first unit. So these document libraries are going to include the unit lessons, handouts, and assignments for each unit, both formative and summative assessments. So remember when we clicked on lesson 1.1 here and there was the hyperlink? That hyperlink takes us to the document that is posted in this document library. So you'll see 1.1. If we click on this, it's exactly the same document that we clicked on from the calendar. So everything that is hyperlinked in the calendar, as far as documents go, are going to be housed in the unit document libraries. So you can find them either on the calendar, on your weekly checklist, or if you just want to go to the document library, you can do that too. Okay, so the document library again is going to include 4 different types of documents. Your weekly lessons, summative assignments, which are those assignments that will come at the end of the unit, formative assignments, so those are, you know, daily homework checks or things like pre-writing or drafts, anything that's going to help you prepare for that summative assessment, and anything that's going to help me figure out what else we need to do in order to get you prepared for that summative assessment. And also just general handouts will be included here too. Now, right now there aren't very many documents in this library because it's early in the school year, but as the unit goes on, more and more documents will be added, and it can be kind of tricky to find the document that you want when there are many documents in the library. So, in order to help you find documents quickly, you can sort according to document type. So if I hover over here where it says document type, you'll notice this little arrow pops up. If I click on it, then I can select the type of document that I want. So let's say I just need to be able to find the summative assignment. Or let's say I just wanted to be able to find all the formative assignments. I can click on here, and you'll notice that only the formative assignments pop up. Now perhaps I know the title of the document that I want. I can sort according to alpha order. So maybe I know that I want the pre-writing guide, so I'm going to go Z to A. There's a pre-writing guide here. Or I can sort A to Z and top, and there we go. So that's 2 different ways that you can sort the documents in the document library. Okay, let's go back home. The next thing I want to talk about is the enrichment notebook. So this notebook is going to include enrichment activities and extra practice for content and skills that are covered in the unit lessons. So if after we do a formative assessment, I recognize that you need some extra practice with something, you can go to the enrichment notebook to find that extra practice. So let's click on the link. You'll see that the enrichment notebook right now has 4 units, 1 unit, or each of the 4 units that are in first semester. So underneath Unit 1, you'll see some different exercises that will help you with our final assessment for the first unit, which is our narrative. Now, when you click on each of these exercises, you'll notice that there are questions. there's a link that will take you to the answers for those questions, and there's also a link for a tutorial. So this particular exercise is about sentence fragments. Now it would be helpful to know what a sentence fragment is. So you can click on the tutorial, and it will take you to a page or a video or something that teaches you about that particular skill or piece of knowledge. So this is going to be something that we're going to use a lot, again, to help get extra practice and knowledge that's necessary to do well on those summative assignments. All right, so the next thing that I'd like to talk about are the links, which are all here. So in addition to the syllabus, which is linked here, the links listed will provide access to supplemental resources and screencast tutorials that are available on my YouTube channel. All right, so again, we have a link to the syllabus. There are also 2 other links here that will take you to some useful websites. This particular link will take you to a page that includes a bunch of literary terms, definitions, and examples. So we'll use this when it comes time to start reading novels. And then this link, Purdue OWL, takes you to Purdue University's online writing lab, where a lot of the activities that will be in the enrichment notebook are found, but also this website includes a handbook on MLA formatting and documentation. So this is something that we'll use quite a bit also. Now, this link here is going to take you to my YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel is where I will house a lot of screencasts, including the one that you are watching right now, that will help, that will be good resources for you to look back on in case you need to remind yourself of how to do something, or if you were absent and missed a lecture or missed anything. A lot of times there are going to be screencasts that help you get that information that you need. Okay, so the last thing that you probably are thinking about is, where do I submit my assignments? You'll notice that there is nowhere on this page that indicates assignment submission, and that is because you are not going to be submitting your assignments on JT Learn. You will submit your assignments through Google, and that is something that we will talk about next week. So for now, thank you for listening and watching, and now you can move on to the next part of this activity.